Hi, my name is Morgan Rauscher, and I sculpted this artwork out of recycled bicycle components and used a chainsaw so that you could sculpt things out of wood using video game controllers. I'm going to take you through a short video series of how I made this, and hope you enjoy. In this video, I'm going to show you how I put together the universal joint for the robotic arm. There are 3 universal joints, and there's also the rotation of the tool at the end, which gives it 8 degrees of freedom.
First up, I cut off the posts from the forks that I got from the recycled bicycle components I talk about in earlier videos of this series. Here you can see the fork posts separated from the forks, and also you can see all of the bearings. Bicycle headset bearings are some of the strongest, most durable, and easiest to find. Here you can see me punching off one of the critical bearing components, and I'll talk about how I use this later in this video. As I've talked about in earlier videos, it's really easy to acquire high-quality steel tube components, but you can also see it's easy to get bearings. Next up, I cleaned and refurbished the bearing components. I ended up with a good set of 12 refurbished bearings, with an extra one just in case. Next step was to weld all of the fork posts together into cross joints. Once the cross posts were welded and cleaned, it was time to move on to the other component in the bearing set. Because I had cut the bicycle headset shaft in half when I was salvaging the components from recycled bicycles, I needed to clean up the ends of the pipes, and I also needed to sandblast the pipes. After doing that, it made it a lot easier for me to refit the bearing end back onto the cleaned up headset tube, as you can see here. To do this, I just press fit the bearing parts right back into the tube. Now the bearings could be reassembled onto the crossbar, but this time they took on a universal joint configuration. Next, I welded on support and extension bars. Once the universal joints had been connected to longer extensions making up the arm, I was ready to drill holes and install hardware that kept the components fit together. Here you can see all of the core arm components laid out on the floor. And here, you can see this innovative universal joint easily moving back and forth. The universal joint system gave the robot a very high degree of accurate maneuverability. Next up in this video series, I'll show some really cool motor controller hacks. And I'll give you a tour of the Creative Electronics Expo, where the robotic arm was shown for the first time. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this video.